All right, y'all. We are live on this absolutely beautiful Thursday. Blessings to everybody in the name of Yeshua, Jesus the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are very, very blessed. This could be it for Bitcoin. What happens right here will determine the trajectory of Bitcoin for the next few weeks. We are down to the wire right now. And a huge shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Sniffer in Chief, who says, "Come on, man." Shout out to I Trust Crypto. He says, "Slappin'." Shout out to Speed Racer 87 in the chat. He says, "We got to get that lower high to officially change market structure to bearish." Guys, as usual, if we can get 1,000 likes throughout this first 30 minutes of the stream, we will be giving away 1,000 USDT. All right, 1,000 USDT. And a huge shout out to the sponsors of this channel. First of all, ZoomX. If you want to trade Bitcoin and altcoins, currently trading on ZoomX, where we gave the juicy short trade in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. Told everybody when I took this short trade during the live stream, guys. And by the way, if you want to join the community, JasonCasperTrading.com, click the link to join the community. We've also got educational content on here if you go to the courses section to fast track your education. I'm also currently trading on MEXC, the best deal on fees that you could possibly get right now. Good old MEXC. Links in the pinned comment and description if you want to trade on these exchanges. And guys, of course, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because we are very, very close to 200,000 subscribers. We are only 90,000 subscribers away to 200,000. And not only that, we have been telling you on this channel what is going to happen before it happens. Okay? When Bitcoin was about to pump, I opened up a $500,000 long trade. When I freshly opened it up, I let everybody know I'm long. I gave my targets. And before the ETF came out, I let everybody know I'm looking to short from the golden pocket, which is exactly where we are getting our rejection from. So you don't want to miss these updates, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like money, make sure to like the stream because we are going to be giving away 1,000 USDT if we can get 1,000 likes within the first half hour. So shout out to everybody who disliked the video. I guess you don't like money, and that is totally fine. Money sucks. It's a necessary evil, but it does kind of suck, right? Couldn't we just live in a world without money, or in a world where the government just gives us everything we need and we don't need money? The government will provide it all. Well, we're heading to that world, guys, so make sure to like the video. Shout out to Stefan. He says, XRP, baby, LOL. Why does nobody use Market Cipher DBSI indicator? You know, I haven't used it in a while, but it's actually a kind of a good indicator. It just is too much noise for me. All right, shout out to Omar. He says, only 890K to 1 million subs. Absolutely. Shout out to Rectful. He says, I trust God, my Savior. He'll never fail. Jesus, praise the Lord, brother. Amen. I trust Jesus with my entire life. 100%. He will never fail. Never, ever fail. That is the truth that transcends beyond all of this trading stuff. Absolutely. Shout out to Ismail. He says, no regrets. Shout out to Shogun Crypto. Shout out to August Toro Kali. He says, I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name. Much love to you, my friend. Shout out to Jay Baker. Shout out to Jib JLB4288. He says, the Lord provides. Shout out to Zaid Wani. He says, he always likes before watching. Well, we got about 1,100 people in the house, and we only have 300 likes. Let's see if we can't get those 1,000 likes during the first half hour. Shout out to PQ. He says, we're going to dump. No, we're going to pump. The model of my treadmill, it is the LSRZ Sport treadmill. Did you miss anything? Random shite? Nah, man. Bitcoin hasn't been doing much, but we are at a very, very key level. I'm going to be telling you guys exactly what I'm looking to, the next trades that I'm going to take. Am I getting fat? Do I look like it? I don't know. Do I look like I'm getting fat? Let me know. Drop a 1 in the chat if you think I'm getting fat. All right. Why am I always on a treadmill? Why not, man? Are you still holding your Bitcoin short? Yes, I am. Still holding the dang short. Not going to close it. All right. I'm personally still looking for lower levels. All right. Shout out to Vince. He just bought the White Phoenix course. Shout out to Rectillionaire. Shout out to Aaron G holding it down with the wrench. Guys, be good in the chat, otherwise you're going to get hit with the wrench, baby. Shout out to my Crypto Goods. He says, God is the greatest. Amen to that. All right, so some people think I'm getting fat in the chat. Shout out to Israel Adekunle. Sorry for mispronouncing. First time on the stream. Well, make sure to stick around. Make sure to throw a like and a subscribe, my friend. If you like guys on treadmills and technical analysis. All right. Shout out to Ja Feel. Shout out to I Trust Crypto. He says, I'm shredded. Quit playing. Shout out to... Do I smoke cigarettes? Nah, man. Heck no. Of course not. Shout out to Incognito 111. He says, eat steak, stay healthy. That's what's up, you know. Jay-Z lost his kids' college savings on those Tesla calls. Well, what Tesla calls, man? But, you know, you're probably going to dislike and unsubscribe, but your kids are way better off not going to college, my friend. All right? Kids are way better off not going to college. I went to college once. Actually, that's a joke. I never went to college. Nuts and cheese for dinner. All right, all right. Do a live bench press. Maybe we will. All right. We're letting some people flow in, guys. We got about 17 minutes. If we can get 1,000 likes, we'll be giving away 1,000 USDT. And, awesome. Okay. Okay. So, Bitcoin, guys, what's the deal? Well, this, I think, is the big picture. This is the big picture that we cannot neglect to keep in the back of our minds, right? The emotions have been running high as Bitcoin ranges for the past few days. If we zoom in to the 12-minute time frame, which really is my favorite time frame here, we can see that, you know, we hit that low on Tuesday, and since then we have been doing nada. Right, we've been in this tiny little range, and we could even extend this range back to right here. And, you know, people are saying, okay, this is a really nice bottom. You know, we're about ready to get a short squeeze. Other people are saying, no, more downside. Here's what we really need to keep in the back of our minds. This is what is the foundation of all my other analysis as I look at this price action. Okay, the historical market cycle, where since the beginning of Bitcoin, we rally up to the key fib level right before the Bitcoin halving. Happened right here. And what happens? Pullback. Big pullback? Pretty big. 52%. Then the white line halving, boom, bull market, right? It happens again right here. 2016. We hit into the key fib level before the halving, get a pullback of about 40%. As we hit that halving, boom, into the bull market. It happens in 2019. Right, what happens? Come right up into that key 618 to 618, 618 Fibonacci, pullback. Now, if we had not had the events of 2020, we might have just seen about 52%. Then the white line, bam, bull market. But because of 2020 March, it was a 70% drop. Now, once again, we find ourselves at the cusp of the point of decision for Bitcoin, where we have rallied into the key Fibonacci level. And we have gotten a rejection from this level. Now, if you're a follower of the channel, you know we have been prepared for this level for a very long time because we have had multiple years to prepare for this rejection. Okay, that's why we were looking at the setup in advance. This is why I took the short trade, because historically speaking, if I'm going to short Bitcoin, this is the time to short Bitcoin. All right, shout out to the Casper crew taking the juicy trade now. Look, sorry. I saw something funny in the chat, okay? Now, look at this, okay? This is very, very important here. Where is the target that is likely to hit before the halving. Historically speaking, it's going to be the base of support that we made during the bull market, which is coming in around $30,000 to $32,000. So this is just the data that we need to be aware of as we watch the charts form here. Now, something else about this rejection from the 618 Fibonacci level. The 618 Fibonacci, as some of you may know, is a female, and her name is 6 Juanita. Here's a picture of her, 6 Juanita. The 618 Fibonacci level, 6 Juanita. She was a beautiful young lady in my high school days, and I had a huge crush on her. I thought she liked me, but when I asked her on a date, she told me, Jason, look, I like you, man, but I like you like as a brother, all right? I would never actually date you. You're gross in that way, okay? Don't take it the wrong way, she said. Ooh, let me tell you, I thought we were going to get matching Bitcoin tattoos and live a happily ever after life. But instead, she gave me the hand, she gave me the face. You can see my reaction. Here's a picture of it, actually. Bam! Huge rejection. And then a bear flag. And then once I realized she was serious, more downside. Now, why did she reject me? We all know. It's because she wasn't into nice guys who would hold the door with our nice plaid shirts, a little unbuttoned to try and show the chest. All right? No, she was into criminal bad boys like this guy down here, Sam Bankman Fried Chicken. Okay, Sam Bankman Fried Chicken. She wasn't looking at me, she was looking at Sam Bankman Fried Chicken. He's the one who stole my girl. Now, we don't know why, but Sam Bankman, he has some uneven man boobs. Okay? Money flow is getting lower. Momentum waves are getting lower. It's called a bearish divergence. And if we actually go ahead and put this onto our chart, we see something quite strange and quite heartbreaking, actually. As we ask out 6 Juanita, Sam Bankman-Fried is standing there ready to steal our dang chick. Ouch. And as you can see, we've gotten the rejection. Did 6 Juanita date us? No. She did not. It's very heartbreaking. Okay? So this is the context of the markets. Okay? So now that we understand the overall context, let's zoom in a little bit and see what is happening. As we come down during the last week, we are currently holding support at a very key level. That is going to be the $38,700 level. Why is this so key? It's because of the fact that when we look at the previous bull market value area, right, this is basically where the market had determined Bitcoin to be fairly priced during the end of the last bull market. It was between the prices of about $31,000 and about $49,000. Okay, once we reclaimed $30,000, we were saying it's very probable that we come up to $38,500 because that is going to be the next major area where all the volume is from the last bull market. Once we reclaimed that level, we were saying the most probable place is to come up to the high of that value area around 49K, confluence with the 6 Juanita Fibonacci level. All right, now that we've come to the top of the value area, the next major area of support below us is in fact this high volume node. And we are currently getting a bounce from this level as we speak. The reason why Bitcoin is in such a key place right now is because if we lose this level, the chances are that we actually come back down to the bottom of this fair value zone and just continue to trade between the two key levels, right? Because most of the time, the asset is simply just trading in a sideways range. Us degen day traders that are here all night with plungers on our face because we took a short in the middle of a pump and we're like, please, Bitcoin, go down, please, but it won't go down. That's why you always got to trade with a plunger, my friends. We're on the 5-second time frame feeling like Bitcoin's on a roller coaster ride, baby. But really, when we zoom out, we can see simply just trading sideways. Just trading sideways, okay? And that's probably what we're going to be doing even if we continue to drop. No need to panic. No need to fear, right? Sit back, relax, put a plunger on your ear. But if we lose this level, we're probably going to come down to the lows in between our two major targets, the Fibonacci 618 and the Fibonacci 786. And here's the thing about 618. Yes, you're in the friend zone. Yes, She broke your heart for Sam Bankman-Fried, but because you're in the friend zone and because she needs you, because the reason why she even keeps you around as a friend is because she's using you. You let her copy your homework and your tests in class. You carry her books around so she doesn't have to. So she needs you. So when you're at your lowest, she will be there for support, to offer a shoulder to cry on. Now, if we come down to this level here, this is a key support zone for Bitcoin. This is the area where, and look, if you're one of those people in the comments that says, but Jason, how can you be so certain Bitcoin's going to hit another all-time high? We're heading into a recession and there's wars and scary things. Look, if you're that kind of person, don't just disregard everything I say in this video, because I am a firm believer in the 4-year Bitcoin cycle. I'm a firm believer that the halving is going to be the catalyst that pushes us to a new all-time high. If you don't believe that, then forget about Bitcoin. Forget about it. Forget about it. Don't watch this video. Find somebody else. Find other content. Find something else to invest in. Buy gold. Something more tangible maybe will tickle your fancy. But here's the thing. Okay? Any move that we get on Bitcoin heading into this white line halving is going to be an opportunity to buy the asset when it is undervalued, so that we can then sell the asset when it is overvalued. And if you're the kind of person that doesn't ever sell Bitcoin, then fine, then you can hodl to a new all-time high and then hodl back down and then hodl to a new all-time high and sell in 25,000 a year, whatever you want to do, okay? But this is what we need to understand here, that when we come down to this level, this is going to be a gift. This is going to be the trade of the market cycle. This is going to be the trade and the buy of the bull market down here. And is it going to be exactly in this box? I don't know, because here's the thing. Could we get another black swan whoopsie daisy like we had right here, where we had our key area of support at $6,000, but then whoops, there was a black swan event? Yeah, in fact, things are looking pretty like maybe that's going to happen. In fact, I've even seen multiple people come on mainstream media like CNPC and say things like, I think we will get a black swan event. You know, it's an election year. We've got wars going on. We've got supposed new pandemics coming out just around the corner ready to get you. Okay? We got a lot of things that could happen here. And, yeah, don't be surprised if we see a black swan. But my point is here, we cannot be fearful in the event that we look out the window and there's a swan that is the color black flying towards us, because that is going to be the opportunity to buy the ultimate dip. So this is the context of the market here. Now, I also have to say this about Bitcoin. Just because I believe we're going to see more downside doesn't mean we cannot get a move up, because when we are looking at higher time frames like the weekly, we have to understand that there's room for volatility here, right? There's a lot of room for volatility here. For example, when Bitcoin hit its all-time high, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. All right, 30 days. Okay, the math doesn't quite add up there. Yeah, about 30 days where Bitcoin, yes, it was hitting its high, but if we were doing technical analysis live streams every single day back here, and I said, yeah, Bitcoin's probably topped out, and then we come down a little bit, and then we come back up, you'd be like, no, it's not topped out, and then guess what? It is topped out. So when we're on these high time frames, we need to understand that there's room for volatility. We could see another retrace where we could actually see Bitcoin make a lower high, or we could even make it see a higher high and still have it be topped out. Why do I say that? Because the Fibonacci golden pocket is not just one level, right? It's a zone, and it's a zone of about 6%. So there's a 6% little zone in here where, historically speaking, that 6% zone is where the price tops out, right? So around 50, around that 48.6 to around 50,000 0.5, right? 50.5. This is like the area that we need to be aware of. So what am I looking at the lower time frames? We're going to go down to the 4 hour. And this is where I think it becomes pretty clear for me. Okay, let's clean up the chart a little bit. So we've established the macro context, understanding that the probabilities based on the historical data are likely that we see more downside before the halving to around a 30,000-ish, that zone Bitcoin. That's what's most likely. Is it guaranteed? Of course not. We're just going on what's most probable. So right now, on the daily time frame, what do we see here? We see that we have basically changed market structure on the daily, because for the first time, we have made a lower low on the daily time frame. Since September 11th. All right, that's how you know Bitcoin is controlled by the Illuminati. All right, September 11th is the low, and then the black swan event that's coming is the high. Now, ever since September 11th, 2023, we are making a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, low. You get it, right? Now, for the first time, we've made a lower low on the daily time frame. This is quite significant because when you see market structure change on a time frame like the daily, this is a sign of weakness, okay? So this should be tipping us off that there's something different about this rejection up here. There's something different about this rejection than there was about this rejection, or about this rejection, or about this little rejection, right? Also, something else that makes this rejection different is it's the longest time that we have seen Bitcoin go without getting a retrace, right? It's been 14 days. We have not seen that. We have not seen that since the end of October, right? So there's something a little bit different about this. And so here's how we need to look at this. Eventually, Bitcoin's going to get a retrace, right? We're never going to go just straight down. We're probably going to come down and then up a little and then down and then up a little. So when are we going to get that move to the upside? Well, right now, trying to take long trades here is like trying to catch a falling knife, because we don't necessarily know when the bottom is. And yes, we can take scalp trades and day trades, but when we're looking at it on a higher term time frame, or even on a medium term time frame, right? What would signify to us that Bitcoin is actually finding a nice bottom here and is going to get another significant move to the upside? Well, for me, it's simply just reclaiming very important what used to be support, which is now resistance. And that is once again going to be this value area, because again, we're potentially still looking at this as just a sideways range. So right around $41,000, we have this previous value area low for Bitcoin. And if the price gets to move back up into here, it's very probable that we will make our way back up to the area between $44,000 and $45,000. Why $44,000 and $45,000? Because that is now going to be where the 618 Fibonacci level is, as well as the value area high of this range. And remember what's happened previous market cycles, guys, okay? Remember what has happened previous market cycles. The last time that Bitcoin got the rejection from the 6 Juanita, who broke our heart and smashed it into a million pieces. Whew, man, those were tough times, guys. Those were tough times. But remember what happened. We got the initial rejection from the 6 Juanita, and then once we changed market structure on the daily, when we got the cojones and the fortified testicular girth in our loins to ask her out again, another rejection. Okay? So that's why that would be the target I'd be looking at to the upside here. You know? Now, let's look at Market Cipher. Market Cipher on the daily time frame right now is reluctantly close to printing a green dot here. The VWAP yellow line is about to cross the zero line, and we're about to get a green dot on the daily. Very significant on the daily time frame. There has never been, it's very, very rare, should I say, that Bitcoin prints a green dot on the daily time frame and it doesn't get a move to the upside, okay? And whoever gave a thumbs down about Market Cipher, obviously you don't use Market Cipher. Because when we get those green dots on the daily, even in a downtrend, we get some movement to the upside. All right, the higher term time frames are very powerful indicators. Now, when we look at the 6 hour, what do we see? Eesh. Honestly, this did not look this horrible this morning. 6 hour actually looks like garbage right now. The 6 hour looks like we're about to come down more. Okay, wow. This morning, the 6 hour money flow is actually getting higher And it was looking like we could come down and make a bullish divergence on the 6 hour. That is no longer really looking like the case with the money flow. However, there's still the potential right now that, yeah, we could bottom out very soon like this, see the 6 hour time frame print a nice bullish divergence. If we go to the 4 hour time frame, what are we seeing here? We are seeing the 4 hour actually looking pretty nice, right? We are seeing the money flow getting higher here over time, right? The money flow is getting higher. We're printing multiple big 1, 2, 3, 4 big Ben Armstrong green dots underneath right here. And so if we get another like little drop and we see a nice bullish divergence right here on the 4 hour time frame, that could be our ticket to the retracement. All right, that nice uneven butt cheek pattern on market Cipher B, the big old left juicy full of ravioli and gravy, right? And then that right cheek nice and skinny, very, very skinny, and not only skinny but also kind of has a raspy voice, Brooklyn accent, kind of, hey Jason, get over here, like like the waitress at the diner. This chick right here, yeah, she's got like that short curly haircut with the Brooklyn accent. She smokes too many cigarettes. Hey Jason, Dolores, get over here, this guy needs another cup of coffee. If we take a look at the glutes here, we can see where she keep all the tip money up here in the right hand skinny butt cheek, right? The price action's coming down to the key support, right? We have the point of control of the previous bull market range right here. Price is coming down to that area, and we look down at market Cipher B. We see Dolores coming out with the coffee and the cigarette, and boom, that's where Bitcoin gets the retrace from, right? Now this guy right here, he longed too early. He wasn't waiting for the gluteus maximi signal. But this guy, he knows all about the uneven butt cheek pattern. That's why he's smiling. That's why he's smoking a nice, fancy cigar. And this guy over here is just smoking a regular old cigarette. Okay? Which I don't smoke. Because I don't smoke cigarettes. Okay? Not that I hate anyone who smokes cigarettes. If you smoke them, may God bless you. All right? But that is kind of what is happening here on market Cipher B. We're seeing potential retracement signs happening here. Okay? Potential retracement signs happening here. Now, for me, I will be honest with you. Where am I looking for a bounce? Because I have been reluctant to say the bounce is going to come here. And the reason why I've been a little reluctant to say the bounce is going to come right here, although it could, it absolutely could, because we did see bullish divergences on this low here, but it doesn't look as nice as I would want to see it. Market Cipher B to me looks like the bottom is close, but not yet. So what would I like to see? I would like to see a little bit lower here, because a lot of people have been waiting for that $38,000 level. Once Bitcoin rejected from the golden pocket, actually before that, right? Do you guys remember the CME gap that everybody and their mamacita and their abuela and their abuelo and their tío and tía and hermano and hermana, right? And all the family members in Espanol were talking about the CME gap here at 39,250, which is why I wasn't stoked on the CME gap. And everybody was talking about just taking these lows. And if you guys were here the day we took those lows, I was not stoked on that. I was looking for lower. Why? Because everybody's waiting for a bounce from these levels. But for me, this box right here, between, like a little bit lower, this is the level that I am interested in. And here's why. If we take a look at this chart, we can see that we were forming somewhat of a ascending triangle pattern right in here, okay? Price was getting higher lows and forming this key area of resistance, all right? And look at this. It's the value area high of that little range. It's coming in right around here, right around 37K. And also, if we make this thing just a little bit smaller here, and look at only the volume that traded within that triangle, we can see that we also have the high volume node coming in right in that area and the value area high coming in around 37.7K, which gives us this nice green box. This is the only level where, without any kind of fancy tools or without like saying, CME gap this and this and that, this is the only level where we could look at the chart with our bare naked eyes and say, you know what, Bitcoin from the day of Thursday, November 9th, all the way until Thursday, November 30th, found a clear area of resistance. This is the only place price has ever found a sticking point throughout the entirety of this move up. since we broke out of 30K. And there's no other support on the way down. Why would we be looking for support in the middle of this crazy area here, where on the daily chart, there is just straight down? There's no area where price found support here. We just got blue candle, blue candle, blue candle, right? Why don't we wait until we come down to an area where there's actually some kind of level that the price action formed? So that's why I'm looking for a little bit lower. And if we do get a little bit lower here, what would we potentially see? Well, we could potentially see market Cipher B print an oversold wave on the daily, okay, which would definitely give us a retracement. And we'll probably maybe also even see the 4 hour give us the uneven butt cheek patterns. That's kind of what I'm waiting for, because when we get macro areas of resistance with macro confirmations, I'm a little bit reluctant to long, at least long with, you know, not long the way I longed, you know, back in the day when I opened up the $500,000 long and made a video about it, being so dang confident in my trade, right? I would never do that until I saw the 4 hour confirmations. And this long trade here, this epic long trade here, this was a 4 hour confirmations. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of want to wait for that. And look, if I am wrong, and if the price is going to start to pump up from here, then what? Then what? Then very simply, if we start to move back into the value area above $41,000, then I can say, you know what? I'm going to change my bias. I'm going to stop looking for lower, and I'm going to look for a long entry back up to around that $44,000 to $45,000 level, and then assess the situation from here. All right. So that's my overall kind of thoughts on this right now, on the Bitcoin, on the macro, the medium crow, the small crow, and the micro, the Velcro. All right, shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's check out what Bitcoin's doing here on the lower time frame. Not much. All right, not much. All right, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Speed Racer. He says, how do you know when a div is confirmed? It's confirmed when the candle closes. That's when it's officially confirmed. But before then it's not confirmed, but I use lower time frames to get me into trades a little bit early. I front run that confirmation. All right, shout out to Aaron G. He says over 1,000 votes, but only 700 likes. 1,600 people in the chat, but only 700 likes. Tough crowd, man. I was trying to give away 1,000 USDT, but we'll have to do it another time. All right, guys. Am I drinking moonshine? Of course. The ES is at one of my levels. Oh, you're right. Wow, look at that. The ES coming down to one of my levels. Let's see how it looks here. We got to go down to a lower time frame. Wow, look at that. Wow, look at that, man. Look at that. We're getting a little move from the level. Would you look at that, guys? Would you look at that? Would you look at that? All right. This is one of the levels we gave this morning in the New York Open live stream in the Casper crew. Looking for a scalp long from this level on the ES. All right. Isn't that juicy? People say technical analysis does not work. But yeah, look at that. So this is a pretty key level on ES. Why is it a key level? Because it is coming down to the value area low of this little mini range. Plus, obviously, it's a very high volume node right here. Plus, we came down to test daily open. So that's why we're getting a little bounce from this area. I did not long this, but I wasn't even paying attention to it, honestly. But would you look at that, guys? Level respected. So if anybody took that juicy scalp trade, which is pretty dang juicy from daily open, a 0.08%. Wow. Really raking it in. Interesting. Yeah. So ES could come down quite a bit lower here if this level does not hold. Probably down toward the 48.80, 48.75 zone is where I would look if this does not hold. And look, here's the thing. The trend right now is down. So even if we get a retracement here, just make sure if you are trading this that you are locking in profits, understanding it is in a down trend. Bitcoin hanging on in for dear life. Let's check out quickly the order book here, because this morning we were seeing something interesting here. And we're still kind of seeing it, guys, and that is this. I mean, there's a lot of people shorting Bitcoin right now. Yeah, a lot of people have been shorting Bitcoin since January 23rd, which was 2 days ago, throughout the majority of this range right here, guys. All right, throughout the majority of this range. Let's go to coinanalyze.net to see it more clearly, okay? Throughout the majority of this range that we have been trading here on Bitcoin, there's been a lot more shorts than longs opening. All right, we can tell because the open interest is increasing, getting higher over time. The open interest is telling us, are people opening trades or are they closing trades? If a big move happens, like this move right here, this happened, but open interest was getting lower, right? What does that tell us? It means that there's not actually people longing Bitcoin. It's just shorts getting wrecked because the open interest is going down. The open interest doesn't tell you what direction trades are opening or closing. It just tells you if trades are opening or closing, period. So if a move is happening and open interest is going down, that's a squeeze, right? Trades are getting stopped out of their positions or trades are taking profit, right? But when this open interest starts to go up, this means people are actually putting money into the market. They're saying, you know what? I'm convicted. I've got that conviction. I've got the burning in my bosom. I've got my lucky undies on today, baby, because I'm going to enter a trade. All right. And this green line here, the CVD, what does this tell us? This tells us actually what direction are the trades opening. So if this is getting lower over time, this is telling us that the trades that are opening up are short trades. If that line is getting lower, it's telling us those are short trades opening. If the line is getting higher, that's telling us there are long trades opening, right? So let's find a good example of long trade. We can't really find any in recent hit. Well, right here is a good example. All right, right here we see the open interest getting higher, the CVD getting higher. That's telling us a lot of long trades are opening. Okay, so what is the significance about this? The real significance about this here is the fact that these short trades that are opening up are unable to push the price down to a new low, which is a bullish thing, because if you see that shorts are opening, but they're not able to push the price down lower, what does that mean? It means there are larger players who are opening up limit long orders right here, right? The whales, they're absorbing those traders that are shorting. You've got a whale here, right? The market maker. Let's draw a picture of a nice whale. Right, here we go. Yeah. Nice. Got the water spout coming up. You know, would you believe my dang art teacher didn't give me an A+? Nah, she gave me a C. Of course, I didn't show up the entire time. But who cares? Who cares? You don't show up, but you do a good picture of a whale, you should still get an A, right? Every single time there is a short opening, there's a whale down here absorbing that money into a limit long order. And somebody is holding price up here, okay? The very fact that we see this happening means somebody is attempting to hold price up here and push it to the upside. Now, one of two things are going to happen. Either they're going to be successful and we're going to start to see a massive short squeeze, because once this price starts to move to the upside, you know a lot of people are going to start to get absolutely wrecked, right? Because all these shorts here are going to immediately get squeezed, stopped out. And when these shorts get stopped out, guess what? That's going to push the price up higher, because in the order book, a short stop loss is a buy order. That's going to push the price up higher, which is then going to continue to squeeze up, and we could very easily come up to some of our higher targets. All right, the other thing that could happen here is that whoever's trying to hold price up is not going to be successful, and then we're going to get a massive move to the downside, because all these shorts are going to be able to finally push the price to the downside. Now, the thing I don't like about this, because this is something I do honestly oftentimes used to get into a trade, I don't like where I'm seeing it, right? I would rather see this happen somewhere like a Fibonacci golden pocket or a Fibonacci 786, right? I would prefer to see, if I continue to see this happen and price does get moved down into this box here, then I would actually say, you know what? Let me just open up a long trade, because you only want to see this happen at a key level, right? And trade it at a key level, in my opinion, right? And for me, yeah, we do have somewhat of a level here. It is a nice support resistance flip, but I would rather see something a little bit more Fibonacci based, right? So that is also one potential that's happening here with Bitcoin. But that is very interesting. It's very interesting to see people flipping very bearish here. Okay, this is not just sentiment on YouTube of people saying more pain to come. This is actually people entering into the market with shorts. Let's see what is happening on Coinbase. All right. Let's see what the spot trader's doing, because that's the derivative exchange. Let's check out Coinbase. All right, so Coinbase actually is, I can't even see open interest on the spot, right? I can't see the spot. But in general, it doesn't look as bullish on Coinbase. Let's check out Binance. I don't really use, you'll see some bullishness as well on the Binance chart, okay? So, interesting stuff, guys. Interesting stuff. Now, right now, as you can see, this 39,500 is a key level. The reason why 39,500 is such a key level is because, check out the daily time frame here. This was actually the daily candle open and close from a few days ago. So, this right here, we can see when we got the big drop on Tuesday, we had the candles open and closing at 39,500. You guys see this? The candle bodies, we closed the bearish day, we opened the bullish day. When you see something like that, that can act oftentimes as a level of support. So that is why we're holding 39.5 right now. And it really does look, guys, that any day we could get that green dot. So I am only looking for, to be honest with you, I am only looking for long trades. This entire week, I've only been looking for long trades. I am not interested in short trades yet. All right, I will not be interested in short trades until we are above 44K. Doesn't mean we can't drop more, but for me personally, I'm not interested in shorting until we come back up above 44K. Shout out to everybody in the chat. All right, shout out to J-Boy Bullish. He says longs are getting absorbed. Miguel Dos Santos. All right, let's check it out. Let's check it out. Are longs getting absorbed? Let's go back to our Bybit. I mean, what time frame are you on, man? Yeah, so, I mean, I guess you could say that very locally, maybe some longs are getting absorbed. We got about a 1 million. I don't know. Maybe very, very low time frame stuff. All right. Shout out to Paige. Shout out to Miguel N. Shout out to Luke Bradford. Luke Bradford says, let's hear what Luke Bradford says. He says, if you take a fib from the wick of the red candle on August 17th, 2023 to the high of January 11th, we're currently sitting above the 382. So I'm long expecting a bounce. Interesting, man. Let's check that one out. Shout out to my man in the chat for dropping the juicy technical analysis tidbits. All right, the golden tidbits, Eric Bugenhagen style. The Eric Bugenhagen of crypto. My man, Luke Bradford, aka the Eric Bugenhagen of crypto. All right, so let's take from August. Oh man, okay, let's see. Let's pull the fib. I have pulled this fib, I think, just recently. Okay, so we're on the 382, guys. Yeah, so this is a level of confluence. The trace 82 E ha POC. of the entire range. Okay. That's right. I just said the most crazy thing. So let me say that in English again, instead of a weird mixture of Spanish and Hebrew. We are at the 382 plus the point of control of the entire bull market range. So yeah, we could get a bounce from here, but how much juicier would it be, my friend, to just come down a little bit lower before we get that first retracement? Bam! You know, but yes, this could be a bottom here. It could be a bottom. And again, for me, line in the sand is 41K. But I did take a scalp the other day, on Tuesday, actually. And I've still got it open. So if we pump from here, I am in a little long. It's a little one. But it'll still make for good YouTube content if we get the pump. Shout out to Lane Hughes. He says the delts are popping. You know, man. Thank you. I hurt my back, so I've been doing delts. All right. Shout out to Straightway Life. He says I see longs getting absorbed here. Where are you guys seeing that? Where are you guys seeing that? Shout out to Foodie ASMR Mukbang. Sounds like a fun channel to have. Alrighty. Shout out to Big Butts. Is Big Butts in the chat? Big Butts, you up in the chat? I'm looking for you, Big Butts. Alright, we got some super chats in the house that we're going to be taking a look at. Shout out to Memory Man. God bless you, Memory Man. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish. God bless you, J-Boy Bullish. In Jesus' name, in Yeshua's name, may you be blessed and your whole family, bro. May everybody in here be blessed and their whole family. Alright, shout out to Dragon. Shout out to Crypto Dad. Nvidia going to 1K. Shout out to Nino. Do you know that jug of water you just sip from? You can use your blender cap, it will fit on. I mean, it's just a mason jar. That's all. It's just a ball mason jar. You know, you could can a lot of good stuff in this, but I use it to drink water. You could put a blender top on here. Interesting. Water's good, guys. I only use a mason jar because I am a mason. You can't have a YouTube channel this big without being one of them. Shout out to my handlers. You know, I hope no one in the chat says something that breaks my MK Ultra. You'll have me just freeze out. All right, let's pop into the super chats. Shout out to James Driggers Jr. for the $10 super chat. He says, would you check out Ethereum Classic for us? Absolutely. Shout out to Descent for the $2 super chat. God bless you. Thank you so much, guys, for your super chats. You guys are awesome. I'm going to drop some hearts just for you guys. All right, let's take a look at Ethereum Classic. Looks like my live stream's a little behind here, huh? There we go. All right, let's look at ETH Classic. Now, Ethereum Classic is one of those ones that we have been watching here. Nice. Okay, so Ethereum Classic has come down into the box. Into the box. So for me, this box is the... This is not financial advice. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Just a guy on the internet with a plunger on the face. All right? And I've used this plunger only 3 times. So people are like, isn't that gross? Guys, it's only been used 3 times, so relax. I got an itch on my nose. Let me scratch that real quick. So this is the box where I would say, let's DCA into this baby. Why? Why? All right? We need to have our why. I sound like some kind of motivational speaker. You need to have your why. Here's why. We have broken out of a resistance that we have been respecting since August 2021. We have come down into this box where we have formed a very nice rounded bottom with bullish divergences on the weekly and the daily time frame. We have gotten a break And we're coming now to a retest. So this is showing us a sign of strength on the higher term time frames, which means as we get this retest, this is the area where we want to be accumulating, because chances are good that as we see Bitcoin bottom out and alts bottom out, we are going to be buying the low, and then we can look for, I mean, a big move to the upside. Potentially, you know, maybe a new high, I don't know, right? This chart only goes back to 2018. Are we going to get such a drastic pump on Ethereum Classic this time? I don't know. But whatever the case, even if we hit the target, let's just say we hit the target of this resistance here, which is going to be around 75, 80 bucks, that's still 400% gain. And so the play that we're looking at here is basically we DCA in the box, and we are looking for at least this right here, and potentially we could see more. I mean, Ethereum Classic is one of those coins that always, for some reason, keeps performing well during these bull markets, okay? But that's a nice risk to reward ratio, okay? I'd say at the very least, we're looking at a 5x. At the very most, we could be looking, let's say we do hit a new all-time high, I don't know. At the very most, we could be looking at like a 15x. That's not bad. All right, that's not bad. So yeah, we're coming to the box. Weekly time frame on market Cipher B is clearly looking like we need to get a pullback. We are printing the red dot, so I would expect that we come down lower than where we're at. But because we're getting this money flow cross, I would expect that the next trigger wave we print here is going to be the wave. All right, now again, this could be a long time. This is the weekly time frame, so you know we could be talking like 2 months, 3 months. It depends how long this thing takes to come down. It could be quite some time. So let's actually take a look at how long it took from this red dot to the next major green dot. That was 100 days. Let's see here. Where would 100 days put us? 100 days would put us, guys, right after that Bitcoin halving. Right? Hang on. Yeah, so right after that Bitcoin halving, honestly, yeah, that's putting us around the beginning of May. Shout out to Delete Crypto, shout out to Habib, shout out to Jahur. You want to be blessed. Well, I do pray the Lord bless you. But you should also pray to the Lord, ask him to bless you, ask him to reveal himself to you. 4-hour blood diamond on Market Cipher. On Bitcoin straightway. Shout out to IG. He says, bro, could you check Mubi 4-hour? Yeah, let's do it. Thank you so much for the super chat. Did all internet just go out for a second? Mine didn't, but you know, who knows? INJ, can we take a look at INJ? Yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. My man, Sniper Paul. Yeah, let's take a look at INJ USDT. All right, so we're coming down to local support right here on INJ. Why is this local support? Let's find out. Because it's the Golden Pocket 786 and these previous lows. Let's clear off the whole chart. Okay, let's clear off the whole chart. Let's put it on log scale. And let's do some analysis here. All right, so I would say this. Right now, massive support. And this is a big drop to the downside, guys. It's a big drop, okay? But if we see Bitcoin really start to tank, man, I don't see a lot of confluences on this, but if we really see this thing start to tank like crazy, our key support is going to be $7.50. It's the high volume node of this area right here, where most of the volume is after this big break. And it's also the value area high of this entirety, right? That's going to be super key support. So, you know, we've just had on this thing a massive, you know, 3,000% move to the upside. That's insane. This happened, you know, over the course of the last, I guess, 2 years. In the last few months, 600%. Yeah, so let's pull a fib from the last low to the high. Yeah, so look. Let's turn this off log. I'm trying to think, like, where if I was looking to get in on this, where would I really want to get in? An obvious level is going to be 20 bucks because it's a golden pocket and a support resistance split. If we lose 20 bucks, it could be a fast move down to 750. 750 looks really, really, really nice to me. It looks really nice. Are we going to get there? It could very easily happen if we see Bitcoin tank and all start to tank. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, that's actually pretty average for like an altcoin. 70% move to the downside. If Bitcoin's going to come down 40%, we could expect altcoins to come down 70%. So to the first resistance, it's like another 40% move to the downside. 20 bucks. A really juicy level on this thing is 750. I mean, that's just so perfect. 750. So perfect. Let's take a look at how market Cipher's looking. We'll go to the weekly. All right. So same kind of deal, guys. Like, as we are approaching this pullback before the bull market, keep your eyes on the weekly and the daily market Cipher, because once we start to see the weekly look like it wants to bottom out, especially once we see the daily giving us a bottom that has confirmed below the negative 60 line, there's a really good chance that's a really good buy. With a big green dot, so oversold that it gives us like a hidden bullish divergence, you know. So those are the two areas I would be looking out for. All right, let's check out at Mubi. We'll check out Mubi. All right, so Mubi, we were looking at potentially doing a liquidity grab. And so let's kind of look how this played out, right? So we were doing Mubi analysis back here on December 18th, and we were saying the first place to look for a long is going to be right at this level. Do a liquidity grab of the low and then get a pump. Well, we got the liquidity grab of the low, but then we made a lower high, and now we have changed into bearish market structure. Okay. So let's see now what is happening. Our next major support resistance flip is going to be coming in at 10 cents. That is a support resistance flip right here. Let's see if we have anything else to look at there. On MEXC at least. Nah, we don't really. No. No, we don't really. I mean, maybe you could say it's a 786. I don't know. But for me, Mubi, I feel weird saying that. Mubi. I feel like, you know, like movies. You know, these things that Sam Bankman-Fried's got. This is definitely an area to look for a bounce. We could do it with a bullish div on the daily. If we don't hold at that level, let's go to our 4 hour. Let's look at the volume. Yeah, I would be looking honestly down. The best place would be the high volume node at the daily level, right around here, right around 6 cents. You know, this is definitely a key support resistance flip to be aware of, but the juiciest level is going to be right down here. All right, wow, shout out to all these super chats. Shout out to Andy Jack. He says, the beast, much love to you, Andy Jack. Andy Jack, you the man, bro. Thank you so much for the super chat. May God bless you. Shout out to Mirovsky. He says, God bless you, Jay. God bless you too, Mirovsky. Please take a look at Chili's. Yeah, let's take a look at Chili's. Whoa, it looks like our internet's experiencing some buffering here. Looks like we got a little bit of buff. Feeling a little bit buff. How's it going? Are we buffing? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, yeah, we'll check out CHZ. Okay, I like this, I like this, I like this. Man, look at that crazy move we had last time. You know, we have to remember that all the coins are not going to run. Again, right? The altcoins, the previous alts, might not all run. So this is a bullish pattern right here. We have a very bullish divergence on the daily time frame. Double BitBoy, Ben Armstrong, green dot down here. Money flow starting to curve. And we have officially broken out of the downtrend that we have been in on Market Cipher B. Right, we got 3 touches of this trend line here. We've broken out of the trend line now with a bullish divergence. That is a sign of strength. So look, I don't really know what Chili's is, but there's a few ways to approach this. Number one, you could wait for a breakout and retest. Just understand that we're teetering on the brink of like potentially seeing a major pullback in all crypto. So this might take some time to do, right? But our target for this thing would be the all-time high, the top of the wedge, a 700% gain. The second thing you can do is just treat this wedge as a DCA zone, you know? And honestly, let's see something here. Yeah, so like, here's the thing. We have a really interesting weekly order block right here at 5.074 cents. If we get another move down to there, you know, these types of coins aren't going to drop very much because they haven't broken out. That's still, wow, that's still a 65% drop. That would be quite interesting. We've got this weekly order block here. It would be a really nice setup, in my opinion, to actually come down and break this lower trend line just a little bit, and then long on the reclaim. That would give us a beautiful risk to reward ratio. I mean, if we're looking for juicy setups, the kind that you always take no matter what, because it's always worth it risk reward wise, that is a that's a beautiful one right there. If we're gifted with that, yeah. So the 3 options you have really are, you know, either wait for a a fake out of the trend line to long, wait for a breakout and a retest to long, or when I say long, I really mean buy, or just accumulate in this area and say, you know what, relatively speaking, I'm accumulating low. I'm not trying to be a ninja. And then if it breaks out and we see at least a 90-cent thing, then I'm, you know, that's a pretty big gain right there. You know, it's a pretty big gain. All right, how's Bitcoin doing? She is doing nada. All right, she ain't doing nothing. She is not doing anything. Alrighty. FIL is a great opportunity, says J-Boy Bullish. I agree, J-Boy Bullish. I actually own some fill. I'm filling up my fill. I've got my fill of fill. Alright. Well, God bless you all, guys. I have to head out. I've got an appointment. I've got a meeting. But may God bless you all in Jesus' name. Even if you are not religious, I sincerely pray that you are all very blessed, that your families are blessed in multiple ways, that the Lord reveals himself to each and every one of you in Jesus' name. And I will see everybody in the next stream. Peace.